Okay, let's talk about a huge story unfolding in Mumbai's healthcare world. It's about the dramatic billion rupee revival of SevenHills Hospital. And trust me, it's a fascinating one.
I mean, just think about the pieces here. You've got a massive hospital, once on the brink of total collapse. You've got two corporate giants stepping into the ring. And it's all wrapped up in a billion rupee deal that could honestly change the face of healthcare in the city. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll see who the new players are. Then, we'll dig into the hospital's pretty rough history. After that, we'll get right into the nuts and bolts of the deal, look at the ambitious plans for the future, and finally, wrap up with why this whole thing is such a big deal.
All right, let's kick things off. Who are the main characters in this story, and what exactly did they just get their hands on?
So here's the headline. Reliance Home Finance and Capri Global have teamed up and officially bought SevenHills Hospital in Mumbai. This is a massive deal, one that's been brewing for some time, and it signals a brand new chapter for this iconic facility. But to really get why this is so significant, you have to understand where this hospital has been. I mean, how does a place with so much promise end up needing a billion rupee rescue mission in the first place? Well, for years, SevenHills was what the financial world calls a distressed asset. Put simply, it was a great idea in a great location, but it was just drowning in debt. And that debt was like an anchor, holding it back, preventing it from operating at full strength. So, the big question is, how did the lenders finally manage to sell it? This wasn't your average real estate deal. The whole thing hinged on a very specific and very powerful piece of Indian law that's designed for exactly these kinds of messy situations. And here it is. The Sarfazi Act. That's a mouthful, I know. But here's all you need to know. It basically gives banks the power to auction off the property of someone who hasn't paid back their loan. And they can do it without getting stuck in court for years. It cuts right through the red tape. For SevenHills, this law was the golden key that finally unlocked the sale. Okay, now for the part everyone's curious about. Let's get into the deal itself. It's time to follow the money and see what a billion rupee transaction actually looks like. The final price tag, an absolutely massive 1,060 crore rupees. That number alone tells you everything about the kind of potential the new owners see in this place. They are betting big. So who's in charge now? Well, Capri Global is the majority owner, taking a big 74% stake. Reliance Home Finance holds the remaining 26%. You can see this as a strategic partnership, bringing together both the financial firepower and the know-how to get this done. Now, this is a pretty smart move. They're not just absorbing the hospital into their existing companies. Instead, they're creating a whole new company, what's called a special purpose vehicle, or SPV. Think of it as a new entity with one job and one job only, to run this hospital effectively. Which brings us to the really exciting part. What comes next? Because this isn't just about saving a hospital from closing down. No, this is about a complete and total transformation. And just look at the sheer scale of their ambition. Right now, the hospital has about 250 beds up and running. The plan? To ramp that up to over 2,000 beds within the next 5 years. That's an 8-fold increase. It's just incredible. So how are they going to pull that off? Well, it's a multi-pronged attack. We're talking huge upgrades to the buildings, bringing in the absolute latest medical technology, and repositioning SevenHills as a top-tier, world-class super specialty hospital. They're also planning to go big on medical tourism, attracting patients from all over the world. So let's zoom out for a minute. Beyond the eye-popping numbers and the corporate strategy, why should we care? Why does this one deal matter so much? Not just for Mumbai, but maybe for all of India's healthcare. I think it boils down to 4 really important things. First, an absolutely essential healthcare facility has been saved from disappearing. Second, this could become a model, a blueprint for how to save other struggling hospitals. Third, it's a massive shot of confidence, a sign that private investors are willing to bet big on Mumbai's health sector. And finally, and most importantly for the people living there, it means a huge boost in available, high-quality healthcare. So, what we've really seen is a powerful mix of smart legal tools and bold private investment coming together to breathe new life into a failing hospital. And it leaves us with a really big question for the future. Could the SevenHills story become the new go-to strategy for fixing distressed healthcare assets all across the country? Only time will tell.